Welcome to The Difference TV. I'm Jacqueline Binyao. Are you feeling at the moment stuck in your life? Like you're just going round and round in a rut and you're thinking, how do I get out of this? You might have tried a few different things. Let's find out or at least how this is Tina Merced, how Tina has got out of ruts in her own life, and maybe we can learn something from that. So Tina, tell me, what do you do when you're feeling that you're in a rut? How do you get out of that?
Well, I think that that magic you have as a teenager when you're, looking up at the stars and going, wow, what's it all about? And perhaps everybody has done that, but a lot of people have stopped searching and stopped wondering. When I was a teenager, there were a couple quotes on my closet door. One was, when in the sea of ideas, one must think or sink. And the other was, the unexamined life is not worth living. So to continually be a searcher and always go, what is out there, and ask really good questions will keep you from just getting bored and living in the same old thing. It's sad when you just think this is all there is and this is what I do, and then you wonder why you're not feeling full and vivacious. So
Actually, I really like that, what you're saying there. Like, just keep searching, keep inquiring and looking for something new so that you don't become complacent with what you have in life, as in you might love what you've got, but there's always something else out there.
yeah. And so in my seeking, I have come to try to understand God myself through searching through spiritual texts and through taking courses. And I've always tried to figure out what things are, and I want to share that this is one of my representations of God. God being the light, and yet we are the light, and we are points of consciousness and points of awareness. Sometimes we collect together and shine as groups, like in concerts, and sometimes your perspective is different from their perspective, but you have that light running in you, and you can kind of decide what you want to look at and where you want to see things. And so it's all very exciting. And then when you add in time, space, energy, and whatever your passion is, it gets very fun and playful.
Yes. Yeah, all the colours start to change, and I guess that's a great metaphor for life. Yeah, so that's like a great discovery, and something that is meaningful for you in terms of keeping a vibrant life and keeping things alive.
Yes. And so there's a lot of times that things are really good and you're happy, and there's so much beauty and fun in this world, and it's great to enjoy it. But at some point the concert ends and you got to go home and you got to go to work the next day. And then there's been times that I've had and that anybody's had where you're just in hell. And I think my mom was the one who told me, if you're going through hell, keep going. Don't get there and be stuck, because being stuck really sucks. It's not so bad to go through a miserable period if you know that's going to end. And if you're sitting there going, but I can't because of this and I can't because of that, and this is just the way things are, you're not asking the right questions. And there's really good questions about what else is there, and is this really true, or is this an illusion? And I know that when I went through my divorce, I felt like at one point I said, this is an illusion, like I'm being tied into my house. This is my house and my life, and I'm living it. And so it was rough and it was hard to go through that, but the life became vibrant again and healthy. And I watch if I'm going to get stuck, and also it's okay if it's not broken, don't fix it. You don't have to change things when they're not broken, and when they're working, you can really just live in the flow and enjoy stuff. But we weren't meant to just be born, go to work, go home, die. There's a lot more to live.
So for someone who's listening thinking, I am stuck, so I have the recognition, I'm feeling stuck in my life, what is the first step that I can take to become unstuck?
Well, that's a great question. So that's probably what you want to ask the universe. What do I do to get unstuck? And I bet you already know the answers of what you need to do. You may not like the answers, but you know them. And you have to push. The universe isn't going to come and open up all the doors for you and get a leash and pull you through. You have to push yourself through some rough stuff. Once you do, it's like a miracle, because you move the energy and get over inertia, and then the energy moves for you, with you, around you. And if you get your eyes open and start seeing that the world is a magical creating universe and it's happening all the time, you get to watch orchestrations that you've initiated, but you have to initiate. And sometimes you have to initiate again or longer, or you have to hold place. You are part of it all, and what you do really counts. And what you don't do is also what you're doing if you're not doing anything.
You use the word inertia, and it's making me think about fear. So what if I'm frightened? I'm too frightened to initiate something.
Oh, when you come into a place of fear and you stay there, then you're stuck, because fear is telling you where your growth edge is. And I guess I'm lucky because I've always went, oh, I'm afraid of that, I better go do it. Mm-hmm. But there have been points when I was just in flat fear, and younger, made really bad choices because I was in fear and couldn't believe that life could be magical. I'm older, and just a couple of days ago went through a zone like that, and I reached out and called some of my spiritual friends, because we've been training forever, maybe, so they sent me light, they sent me energy. God sent me a bunch of little warm and comforting signals. I still had to do the work. I still had to push through, and I pushed, and it's moving, and it's all so magical again. But fear tells you where you need to step. Sometimes you have to step towards fear. You have to stand forth. And you get to stand forth, because otherwise you don't really get anything.
That is so powerful. Like, stand forth, step towards the fear.
Yeah. Stuck, suck, stand forth.
I love it. So, one final thing that you could say to us, is there a final message there that would make a big difference to us, and everything else that you have said has made a difference?
Well, just realize that we don't know what's before or what's after. We want to guess, and we make a bunch of beautiful decisions, and some may be right or wrong, but you're the point of consciousness that's here right now, this particular time in this place. Nobody's exactly like you. And you have a control over what you choose to be aware of and where you choose to go. That's your power. You can't give it to anybody else, and nobody can take your power of what you decide to do. Stuck, sucks, stand forth.
I love it. It's a brilliant message. Stuck, sucks, stand forth. Take a step, move towards the fear, ask great questions. And that, I think, is a very good start for getting yourself out of a rut, becoming unstuck. I'm Jacqueline Bignell from The Difference TV. May you live your difference. Live your difference. www.thedifference.tv